All right, that last video got cut off, so let's just continue from where that left off. Here we are taking a look at Junior's grandmother. She has a bandana on her head, always, red when she goes to powwows, green around the house, blue when she visits her friends, purple when she goes to garage sales. Belt that used to belong to my grandfather, who died when I was a baby. Makes her living selling beaded keychains on eBay, highly sacred Aboriginal transportation charms. Her best dish is salmon mush, which is much better than it sounds. A house dress purchased in 1972 for $10. Not very fashionable, obviously. Basketball sneakers because she's got mad skills. All right, let's keep going here. Yeah, but you punched the alpha dog in the face, she said. They're going to respect you now. I love you, Grandma, I said. But you're crazy. I couldn't sleep that night because I kept thinking about my impending doom. I knew Roger would be waiting for me in the morning at school. I knew he'd punch me in the head and shoulder area about 200 times. I knew I'd soon be in a hospital drinking soup through a straw. So, exhausted and terrified, I went to school. My day began as it usually did. I got out of bed at dark 30 and rummaged around the kitchen for anything to eat. All I could find was a package of orange fruit drink mix, so I made a gallon of that and drank it all down. Then when I went into the bedroom and asked Mom and Dad if they were driving me to school, "Don't have enough gas," Dad said, and went back to sleep. Great, I'd have to walk. So I put on my shoes and coat and started down the highway. I got lucky because my dad's best friend Eugene just happened to be heading to Spokane. Eugene was a good guy and like an uncle to me, but he was drunk all the time. Not stinky drunk, just drunk enough to be drunk. He was a funny and kind drunk, always wanting to laugh and hug you and sing songs and dance. Funny how the saddest guys can be the happiest drunks. "Hey, Junior," he said, "hop on my pony, man." So I hopped on the back of Eugene's bike and off we went, barely in control. So I just closed my eyes and held on. And pretty soon Eugene got me to school. We pulled up in the front and a lot of my classmates just stared. I mean, Eugene had braids down to his butt, for one, and neither of us wore helmets for the other. So here's his friend Eugene. I suppose we looked dangerous. "Man," he said, "there's a lot of white people here." "Yeah. You doing all right with them?" "I don't know, I guess." "It's pretty cool, you doing this," he said. "You think?" I said. "Yeah, man, I could never do it. I'm a wuss." Wow, I felt proud. "Thanks for the ride," I said. "You bet," Eugene said. He laughed and buzzed away. I walked up to the school and tried to ignore the stares of my classmates. And then I saw Roger walk out the front door. Man, I was going to have to fight. Shit, my whole life is a fight. "Hey," Roger said. "Hey," I said. "Who's that on the bike?" he asked. "Oh, that was my dad's best friend." "That's a cool bike," he said. "Vintage." "Yeah, he just got it." "You ride with him a lot?" "Yes," I said. I lied. "Cool," Roger said. "Yeah, cool," I said. "All right then," he said. "I'll see you around." And then he walked away. He didn't kick my ass. He was actually nice. He paid me some respect. He paid respect to Eugene and his bike. Maybe Grandma was right. Maybe I had challenged the alpha dog and was now being rewarded for it. I love my grandmother. She's the smartest person on the planet. Feeling almost like a human being, I walked into the school and saw Penelope the Beautiful. "Hey, Penelope," I said, hoping that she knew I was now accepted by the dog pack. She didn't even respond to me. Maybe she hadn't heard me. "Hey, Penelope," I said again. She looked at me and sniffed. She sniffed, like I smelled bad or something. "Do I know you?" she said. There were only about 100 students in the whole school, right? So, of course, she knew me. She was just being a bitch. I'm Junior, I said. I mean, I'm Arnold? Oh, that's right, she said. You're the boy who can't figure out his own name. Her friends giggled. I was so ashamed. I might have impressed the king, but the queen still hated me. I guess my grandmother didn't know everything. All right, so let's keep going here. And we'll finish up chapter 10, Tears of a Clown. When I was 12, I fell in love with an Indian girl named Dawn. She was tall and brown and was the best traditional powwow dancer on the res. Her braids, wrapped in otter fur, were legendary. Of course, she didn't care about me. She mostly made fun of me. She called me junior high honky for some reason. I never understood. But that just made me love her even more. She was out of my league. And even though I was only 12, I knew I'd be one of those guys who always fell in love with the unreachable, ungettable, and uninterested. One night at about 2 a.m, when Rowdy slept over at my house, I made a full confession. So he's going to tell his best friend how much he loves Dawn. Now we're going to watch for Rowdy's response. It's going to tell us a lot about the trust level between the two boys. Man, I said, I love Dawn so much. He was pretending to be asleep on the floor of my room. Rowdy, I said, are you awake? No. Did you hear what I said? No. I said I love Dawn so much. He was quiet. Aren't you going to say anything? I asked. About what? About what I just said. I didn't hear you say anything. He was just screwing with me. Come on, Rowdy, I'm trying to tell you something major. You're just being stupid, he said. What's so stupid about it? Dawn doesn't give a shit about you, he said. And that made me cry. Man, I've always cried too easily. I cry when I'm happy or sad. I cry when I'm angry. I cry because I'm crying. It's weak. It's the opposite of warrior. Quit crying, Rowdy said. I can't help it, I said. I love her more than I've ever loved anybody. Yeah, I was quite the dramatic 12-year-old. Please, Rowdy said, stop that bawling, okay? Okay, I said. I'm sorry. I wiped my face with one of my pillows and threw it across the room. Jesus, you're a wimp, Rowdy said. Just don't tell anybody I cried about Dawn, I said. So at this point, we don't know. Is Rowdy going to ever betray him about this? Or is Rowdy going to keep his secrets forever, like a real true best friend? Have I ever told anybody your secrets? Rowdy asked. No. Okay then. I won't tell anybody you cried over a dumb girl. And he didn't tell anybody. Rowdy was my secret keeper. All right, so this little chapter here is important because it establishes that the two boys really do have a trusting, close friendship. They are best friends. Even though Rowdy has a lot of anger issues and sometimes takes it out on Junior, they do still have a lot of trust, which is what is the number one important thing in any kind of relationship, right? Okay, so that finishes us up on to at the end of chapter 10. We'll stop here and do the next chapter in the next video. Thanks.